All right. Good morrow, star shines. You gotta bear with me a little bit here. I just woke up from my nap and I've been working for like a week. So I'm like burnt as fuck, dude. But anyways, let's get to MATLAB. So for this portion, I'm just going to show you the MATLAB interface. I'm just gonna explain it from the ground up, right? Probably, yeah, I'll probably break this down into a few videos because like it's easier to upload from WA. Anyways, let's get started. Da, 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 da. So, sure you heard a lot of rumors about MATLAB, about like being so fucking scary, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how to use it and I'm proud of it, blah, blah, blah. It's the equivalent of saying that I don't know how to spell, I just use text to speech. It's unacceptable if you're like in engineering, you should be like ashamed type shit. And I'm not being dramatic, and I'm just being real with you. I know. We live in a culture where we do not experience shame enough, so I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing it back and bringing it back nice and hot. Anyways, MATLAB, yay! So you got your home tab, plot set, da 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 da. You can read, right? So I'm just gonna go through this as I see important. So first of all, the scripts. Scripts is where you write your code, by the way. So you got two types. You got your basic bitch .m script and your live script. Personally, I like using the live script better just because you can organize stuff into sections, which is really nice. So I'm going to show you how to do this right now. So like double percentage and then be like part 3. And then you get to break into a new section, which is like pretty cool. And by the way, if you put a percentage sign next to something and start like blah, 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 MATLAB will read that as text instead of, code, right? Which is useful. Okay, the first thing you're gonna learn, it's in the command window, CLC clear. That's the first thing I want you to learn because your command window can get messy, right? Okay. And also, what are you gonna do in your command window? Just like basic bitch calculations. So, whoa, isn't that awesome? And then, yeah, 6. Yay! Command window, yay! Okay. So now I'm gonna show you why I prefer the live script over the basic bitch script, right? So you can press run in sections, it'll run the whole script, right? But if you go here, I can pick, oh, I want to run, oh, okay, what do you mean syntax error? Okay. Heck. Yay. So I ran the section, W equals 5. Yay! I can just pick around. So you can see why I'd prefer this, right? And then also, the semicolon is important to talk about that. In MATLAB, it means next line. Also, when you run your code and you add your semicolon, your answers will not show up in your command window. It will show up in your workspace. So, FYI, FYI, FYI. Mm, yeah, that's about it. And then let's see. We shall go to importing data. So MATLAB is good for analyzing data. How do you reach the data in the first place? How? How? So press import data. And you're just gonna pick a random data set. I don't freaking know. Okay. Let's choose MATLAB data. And then a window called import tool should pop up. But it's just really slow. So, me, me. It's gonna take a minute. I feel like 2025 version is way slower than 2024. And I want to say the reason is because they installed like a map not MATLAB, like an AI assistant in there. Like, it's called Copilot. I recommend you turning it off just because it's just annoying. And also it's bad to have a crutch. Mm. Anyways, okay. This is what the import tool looks like, right? Okay, you can get to pick which data set you want. I'm gonna import all of it. Import data. And it's gonna load. And then let's go back to our MATLAB. And then ta-da! Do you see? Do you see? Horatio, you do see. Now I'm just gonna do da-da. So how do you call your data out, right? So it's quite easy. You go, okay, what's the name of my data set? Let's call this like C equals to lab 8 data. And then dot, let's do angle. Because it's just, I don't want to spell too much. Dot angle, right? Hero, what the hell? Rack. Computer is like being like moody today. It's like me. Okay. So this is how you call this column, right? Now we just run it. Yay! And then the whole column pops up. Yay, Horatio. Yay. Isn't that exciting? There's another way to call your data table, and I'm just gonna show you. Oh, FYI, when you like make a program and you have a bunch of data here, please make a habit of saving your workspace. You can do it two ways. You can press this and then save workspace, or you can go to the home button and then click save workspace. It's always a good habit to save it. You'll thank me later. Anyways, the second way to import data is like this. Oh, yes, I'm gonna delete God. Okay, read table, and then you go. Doot. And what's my file name? And what is it called? I think it's lab. Is it lab a data dot ex? I'm not gonna lie, I feel more comfortable speaking in English. Okay. Yay! So if you type read table and then your Excel name and then dot Excel, I think that's what that means. It probably isn't, whatever. Your whole table pops up and it's just like, yeah, Horatio, yay. Now I'm gonna tell you how you can turn off your Copilot and do a bunch of setting shit. Okay, you're gonna go to settings and then let's see if it pops up. It's so slow, so fucking slow, so fucking slow. Okay, cool. It does show up. Okay, you can go to MATLAB Copilot, disabled or pause. I'm going to enable it because I am older. Yeah, in general, I think, okay, here's the thing with AI and MATLAB, right? It's like training wheels on a bike. It's good to have it at first just so that you know you can always hold on to it, right? But as I've come to realize, when you need to debug a code and then you just paste that shit into the AI, it will just take you around and around the fucking garden. Or you will not actually address the problem with your code. You're better off sussing it out line by line by yourself. Just saying, but that's when you get enough practice on how to do this, right? Hey, yay. Okay, let's see what else do I have to say about this. I said, oh, okay. So when you're like, first of all, sometimes you need to isolate like a set of code because it's like fucking faulty, right? So you go do this and then you press this button. And then once it's pressed, right, when you click run, the program is ran, but these are not considered code. And after you fix your problem, just yay, Horatio, you're done. Yay. Hey, let's see. What else do I have to say about the workspace? I already said what I had to say. CLC clear. Ooh, here's a good one. The help function. So I don't expect anyone to remember anything all the time. I myself have the memory of a goldfish too. So when you encounter like a function you don't know, let's say the Gauss function or whatever. So help, and then I hope it's a real function. Do, 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 do. Yay! It will, oh, damn it, Gauss is a real function, I swear to God. I know for a fact it is a real function because I read it somewhere. Okay, fine. Let me think about something. Okay. Yay! So type in help and then you type the function name and then a bunch of documentation would come up so you can learn it yourself, right? So there's always that. And then, what else is there? Oh yeah, here's the apps tab I kind of want to talk about. So MATLAB can be really fun if you want to do a deep dive, right? That's what I'm talking about. So you click on get more apps. It's gonna load. Be really slow. Hero? Okay. Okay. Yay! Look, look. There's a lot of fun apps you can play around in if you got the time, obviously. We got aircraft intuitive design. I might fuck around with that actually. PID control simulator. Damn, I should have found this during my controls class. What the fuck? Anyway, so you can mess around here. You can, in fact, make your own app too. That's possible. I did it over the holiday because I just want my shit to be accessible online, and also it's just like, why not? It just sounds like the fun thing to do. Okay. What I'd actually recommend you to have is the symbolic math toolbox. And there's also a bunch of other toolbox you should like fuck around in, definitely. So yay! Okay, think I'm done for this section then. Mm, okay, right, math terms. I think some of you have not taken your linear algebra. Linear algebra in general is taught pretty poorly, in my opinion. I'm just saying. Because it's like hard to explain it, but not really. Because you explain it dumb, it makes it sound really lame. So, okay, some nomenclature stuff you should know is this, right? So, oh crap. That's my nap alarm. Sorry about that. Anyway, this is a matrix, right? So, in general, we say the matrix size is m times n. So, m is the row, n is the column. Three rows, two columns. So, what the fuck? Three rows, two columns. This is wrong. This is wrong. It's like four rows, two columns. What the fuck? Okay, whatever, man. Okay, this is right. Thank God. This is right. This is right, and that is right. Wait, can I count? Yes, I can. That's wrong. Okay. So m times n, I remember that. And also, this is what we call a square matrix. N times n. So the same number of rows and columns. Yeah. So easy, right? Wow. So fucking easy. So simple, easy. All right, next slide. Ratio, next slide. Okay. This is just like stuff you need to know about. Just remember, okay. So in MATLAB, there's like three types of data. Your double, just like numbers, lol. I don't know why the fuck would they call it num a double. It's because of a fucking scalar, but like, the fuck cares, okay? Char is not char, okay, it's character, lol. This one. Logical logic. It's better to show you, but just know these terms, right? So when you're freaking eventually when you use your Copilot and they're like, oh, is it a double? Is it like a character? You should check why you couldn't like input your data type shit. And by the way, to check what type of data you have going on, class function and then enter whatever your thing is, okay? And they will pop out like, is it a double or is it a char or is it a logical? That's it. Yeah. Okay, here are some special math variables. Take a listen. And by the way, the PowerPoint will just act as like a good like reference point of what the basic bitch functions are. So easy lor. Okay, these are your four basic math functions lah. MATLAB is so stupid lah. Here's the thing, right? Where is my MATLAB here? Yay. Okay, now I'm here. Remember CLC, not TLC. So if you do like plus 3 times 4. So in general, it should be like 3 times 4 first, and then plus 2, right? So that's 14. Is it 14? It does come out at 14. Wait, why is it like smarter? But anyway, so it got smarter, low key. So I would recommend if you're gonna do like, wait, does it? If you're gonna do anything with like division and exponentials, just put a bracket on it. Just put a bracket on it, dude. Like at least that's what I did, you know? Yeah, right? Put a freaking bracket on it. I don't think I need to demonstrate that one. That's too easy. You're smart enough. You'll be fine. You'll be just fine. You will be just fine. So these are your four basic bitch things that you need to know. And then, yeah, hey. Okay. These, I think the new left division and right division. Oh, crap. I forgot to say something. Crap. My bad. Okay. The numbers in the matrix, we're gonna call them elements. That's the correct technical term for it. They're called elements. Okay. Perfect. Now we're gonna go back. Okay. So left division, right division. Now, if you're gonna do element and element like operations, the significance of it doesn't really matter. It only starts to show when you're doing matrix like calculations. That's where the nuances begin. And also the element wise type shit. This also applies to matrix calculations too. Don't worry about it. I'm just gonna demo it later, eventually. So it's gonna be fine. Comparison operators lah. You know how to read English ka lah. You know ka lah. There's some nuance in writing the code for these. I will show it through some examples. So you know how to read English lah. Okay, you know ka lah. You know ka lah. The if condition. These are like easy though. The if condition. So easy lah. You know ka lah. So let's start with the demo then. All right, let's start with demoing. All right, sup nerds? It's the next day. Sorry for that. Why the fuck would I be sorry? I'm not fucking YouTuber. Shit. Okay, it's the next day. I just woke up. So at this point of the at can't even speak English. I expect you to have MATLAB on. If you don't, take a second, download it. I should have attached it. Open that shit up, and we're just gonna do it. All right. Hi. So we are going to do some basic too many I'm just gonna use the live script just because, like what I said before, I just prefer it personally, just more organized, right? So we're gonna write your first matrix law. So let's say, okay, which one do I want to write? Okay, it doesn't matter, but I'm just gonna do it first, right? 手动态law 2 minus 1, like, oh yeah, yeah, bear with me, I just woke up. Oh yeah, the oh yeah. Yeah, I'll learn a bunch of Chinese if you watch this. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let me run this. It's so slow. Yay. That's your 3 by 3 matrix. So notice how I said the semicolon said the semicolon means like next line. Yeah, right. -2, blah. No, 2, -1, 0. Next line. -1, 2, -1, next line. Okay. You gotta bear with me here. I'll be speaking Chinglish and also speaking Chinese half the time. You gotta bear with me here. But if you're like really concerned about MATLAB not knowing, oh, you know, not knowing that it's a comma type shit, you can do it like this. B equals type shit, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can do it like that too, lol. So that's what I wanted to tell you. Ooh, yeah, I'm just gonna name it as B. Okay. So anyway, there's like 3 words you need to know, right? We got something called shit row vector. So row vector is just this, right? C 1, 2, 3, right? Darn, my fingers always slip. Okay. D column vector 咧就係8 1 2 3 Dude, you can tell this is filmed at 7 in the morning. No one can chide me on my fucking work ethic. Column vector. 跟住 okay, trans. Is that how you spell transpose? Whatever. Okay, so we run this. Yay! So, row factor. What the frack? Oh crap. First rookie mistake. Ha ha! Right. Okay. Then we have your basic matrix law, and then the one I did as a demo. And then row vector is just like a horizontal vector law. What the fuck? Why is it so clicky? Okay. Horizontal vector 啦 column vector is the vertical vector 啦，係咪? And then transpose means like the vector changes from row to column and column to row. So I did the transpose. Transpose is apostrophe. I don't know what the American for apostrophe is, but in British English it's apostrophe. Okay. Apostrophe C or apostrophe D, it doesn't matter, right? Transpose C, your row vector turns into a column vector. And then if you transpose vector D, it would turn into a row vector. Basic manipulation 啦，好啦，now we are done. 好咧。And then we're gonna do something called indexing. It's gonna save you. You might not see the significance of all of this now. It's okay. But anyway lah, 咁咧 we have the matrix here, but sometimes I just want to call one number, right? So what the frack do I do? Okay, so A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, so G equals to A. Remember how I said M times N? M is the row, and then N is the column, right? So I'm just gonna go be like, let's pick the middle. Okay, it's a 3 by 3, so it is okay, row 2, column 2. Okay, 2, 2. Okay. 跟住呢 let's run this section. Yay! Horatio. That's how you do it, right? Yay! And then same deal at GH. So if I want to do E, let's do like the first column, no, first row, third column. Is there a third column? No, there isn't. Okay, 1, 1, 1. That's our only option. Yay! And that's how you index in your matrix lah, 係咪? But sometimes you want like the last number, like type shit, right? The last number, the middle row, the first row, 係咪? It's kind of easy. G I let's say let's do A matrix again. Let's do this one. It will be okay, the colon means all, and then all of the first, yeah, all of the rows, and then let's do the second column. Okay, and then you run this law. That is like all of the row. Is it A? All of the rows, second column. That's how you call it. Yay, Horatio. And then you can do the same for no. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay. And then let's say you want to do a 2 by 2 matrix here, though. So what you gotta do is see A 等于 let's see. Yeah, I told you I'm referencing a book. So it is E hurdles M. Okay. E hurdle 3. E hurdle 3. E hurdle 3. 我呢個唔得噶咯喎，已經。我冇嘢啦，冇嘢啦。你等等先下。好啦，sorry, my dumbass wrote semicolon. Oh, it took me a second to load that up. But yeah, if you wanna let's say isolate for like a like a square corner here or a square corner here, 咯. 2 to 3 row and then 2 to 3 column. Okay, okay, check it out. Okay, the colon means like range. You'll see it. I'll explain it better. I'll use it more as I go forward, right? So second to third row lah. So second to third row, and then second to third column. Second, third row, and then second to third column. So it's 2, -1, -1, 1 lah. Hello, the frac. Okay, go away. So Horatio, yay! Hooray! Hooray! That's it. So right now you can take note. Colon can mean all. I'll just write it down here. Colon can mean all or uh from one index number to another law. I was gonna write the law. Okay. Now we're gonna do some operations. Ah, crap. Why can't I spell? No, screw it. My mom doesn't like me wearing glasses because she was like, it's gonna make you blind. But like, I went to the eye doctor and she was like, you like wearing glasses because your eyes just like, you're just like looking at things bigger. Well, damn right, I freaking do. Shit's too freaking small, man. My mom sees this, but she won't. It's gonna be fine. Oh, okay. So, um, let's do matrix stuff. Okay. Can we do matrix addition? I bet we can. Okay, A, ga, B. Ah, there you go. There's some like nuances when you do matrix addition and subtraction. Totally forgot what it was. But oh yeah, it has to be, they have to be the same dimension. So you can't do that. But for multiplication, can we do multiplication? Let's see. I'm using my meat. Okay, 佢有幾多個 column？3個 column。3個 column。Oh shit, it's like invalid. Oops, too bad. 好，唔緊要，唔係喎，A 同 D 得喎。So like I can do A times D. Yeah. So like for matrix, matrix, matrix multiplication, just remember this, right? So you have like your crap vector, no, not vector, freaking hell, matrix they have M and N dimension times B, and then it has N key dimension C 咧就 equal to M and P. Matrix multiplication is only valid when the number of columns in matrix A equals to the number of rows in matrix B. And then the dimension goes M and P. So just remember, inside check, outside is your answer. Just remember that phrase. Or just remember it in Chinglish. Oh, it'll be easier for you, I swear to God. Yeah, so we did matrix multiplication. Now matrix addition do on it's just like no, should I don't want to. No, fine, I can do it. D plus E. Matrix multiplication. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I have decided on something. I think I'm not going to go through the left and right division just because it requires me teaching more linear algebra and I don't think you guys would use that anyways. But for the I think sophomores and above, if you're curious, you can just read the book though. It's not that hard. It's like literally one sentence, so it's fine. I'm just gonna like write it down somewhere. But anyway, okay. So in matrix multiplication, right? I don't think this is a good demo of it actually. Oh, let me try to think of a good demo. Hold on. Okay, hi, I'm back. So basically, I just want to show you matrix multiplication and element wise multiplication. So I took the liberty of making up two matrices. C is a 3 by 3, and then D is a 2 by 3. Hola. First question. If I multiply C matrix and D matrix, what is the dimension of the new matrix? Beep, beep, boop, beep, 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 boop, beep, ba, 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 blah. 好啦 E 就等于 C times D. Oh yeah, by the way, for your nomenclature, capital letters means matrix, right? Beep, 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 beep. So think about it for a second. Nice. Also, to check the size of the matrix, very easy. So you check your dimension, size function, and then go E. Yay. So it's 3 times 2. Did you get it? You better have. Shit. Okay. Laugh. I'm like, 3 times 2. Oh crap, I put in the index. Oh, that's a good thing. That was intentional. Okay. Remember how I said something about element by element uh operations? This is what I mean. Okay. So C beep the error incompatible sizes. Hold on. Yeah, I think I need a second cup of coffee. But anyway 咁咧 matrix to matrix multiplication, it it produces like a new matrix, right? But for element to element multiplication, it just has the same dimensions. But the key point here is that for element to element multiplication, it should stay the same dimensions, right? So that means my dumbass should have done a dot, and I did exponential C. It doesn't matter, okay? Okay, I can do another example. Dot multiplication C. Same shit. Same deal. And then division goes. Can you imagine? Like, okay, so let me reiterate just to be clear. There's two types of not arithmetic not arithmetic operations, right? For matrix multiplication, it's gonna produce a matrix with a new dimension, a new matrix with a new dimension, and that dimension can be found with the phrase mid. Okay? And then for element to element operations, it's supposed to have the same dimensions. It doesn't change. It's just that the matrix got multiplied into each other though. I hope that was clear because I was thinking in Chinese for that. All right, I'm back. I just took my morning poo. Okay. So let's go through some useful functions you need to know. By the way, you probably won't see the significance of this right now, but as you grow older, you will. Okay. I said CLC clear, what the frack? Okay, hold on. I have like anger issues. Okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Hey, G 等于 zeros. No E's, by the way. Always type zero with an E because I learned British English as a kid. I didn't learn American English. So anyway, so zero functions, and then you type in whatever dimensions you want. Let's say it's 3 by 3. I'm like, why the frack is there an extra bracket? 3, 3 lah. Okay. And then there's your A, B, C, H. You have your ones matrix. I'm just gonna type it all out here just so you know. And then you HI, just so you know what they are. And then your random number function. Okay. And then your identity matrix function. 1, 2, 이거 I know, it's so stupid. I know it's so stupid, right? Okay, let me run this and I'm gonna show you and I'm just gonna briefly tell you what they all mean and what they all do. Okay, I feel better. I swear to God. After I do my morning poo, I feel better. Hello? Okay, there we go. Hola. Where is my G function? This is a matrix of zeros. This is a matrix of one. This is just random numbers. The random number function is random numbers from 0 to 1. And then your I is your identity matrix. For those of you who did not take linear algebra yet, you're gonna see the identity matrix a lot. It's because it helps with like matrix manipulation. Anyways, what would a zero function be useful for? So when you're like doing analysis and running a program, you need to so-called initiate your environment, as in allocate some memory on your computer to run the damn thing. So doing a zero function is the way to do it. I don't know what the one function is for. I have not used it myself yet, but the rest I have. So yeah, for the random number function, the only thing I've used it for is to guess lottery numbers because my dad asked me to do that. So yeah, it's called the Monte Carlo method. I learned it in class and I told my dad about it, and my dad was like, do it. And I did it, okay. Okay, these are the functions that I think you should know. And also, let's see, the indexing. Okay, I did talk about the size function. Again, the size function is, okay, calculate, C you can get the dimension of the matrix, right? But how about just the length, right? So you can do length D. So yeah, the length would be C. So length is, oh yeah, you know English a lot, right? So D should be 3. So it's like small d is 1, 2, 3. There, 3. Yeah. Hola. Let's see. There's these other functions just for like math sakes, right? Uh, I wrote it down in my PowerPoint, but I'm not going to show you because just like that means I have to make up more numbers. So you got your dot product, your product, and then your sum function and your product function. You all took calculus, you know what that is, okay? If you want a quick and dirty way of doing the math, command window. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to teach you something that is kind of strictly applicable right now, okay? Plotting and related matters. Very British, I know. Very British. Well, it's double T too, damn it. Lamau. Okay. It's too much is fine. Okay. Okay. First off, to do a range of numbers, there's like two methods, right? Let me do, oh yeah, okay, Thea. B, you can be like, oh, from 1, damn it, 1 to 5, and I want the increment between them to be 0.5. Let's run this bad boy. Double row factor. What do you mean? Why is it empty? Hold on. What the frack? Oh, I know why. I got mixed up. Okay, the increment should be here. Okay, that's why you don't do this at 7 in the morning. There. Ta-da! And then your whole thing shows up. Okay. Ta-da! Hello? Let's see. This is the thing. Well, this is the thing that will pop up, right? Hey, cool. Oh, darn. I always press the wrong button. Okay. Got that? But what if you just have a set of numbers and you just only want a known number of elements, but you don't know what the increment is, right? So you can do V, C. Okay. There's something called lean space. Fun fact, lean means nipple in Chinese slang. Ha ha. So it's like 1 and then 5. Let's say I want like, I don't know, like 30 numbers between 1 and 5, right? So if you run that bad boy, you have 1 and 30, and they will do the increment for you. Or they're like evenly spaced too, so you don't have to do the math. So yay! Woohoo! So two ways, remember that, okay? And then also, there's a logarithmic version of it. It's like log space. Good years. Let's do the same. 1, 5. Let's see what happens. I've never used the log space one before. Just never had the need to do that. Whoa, that's a lot. Whoa. Wow. Yeah. I just know like logarithmic scale is used for when numbers have a huge range. I can't explain it in smart. I can only explain it in the bare bones. Okay. Now we are going to do the first useful thing here. We are going to plot something, right? 咁好啦. There's a lot of stuff you can do with the plot function, but the simple, easy version 係 plot 啦. And then you go, okay. Let me think of something. Okay, 俾我諗諗先. You know, I'm just gonna import my lab stuff. Hold on. You know what? serves as a good reminder on how to do this. And don't worry, I'm just gonna upload all the files I've used so that you can mess around with it yourself. So remember lah, it is import data. 係咪 import data, and then you go to 咧 oh my God, so embarrassing. Yes, I am a big fucking fan of Game of Thrones, so okay, if you couldn't tell. Wow. We will do this together. Do you see? Opening the spreadsheet up. Okay, let's import the whole damn thing in there and let's plot some shit. Yay! Okay, let me go back. Boom. Okay, let's see. Is it here? La. It is here now. Let's have some fun. Yeah. Okay. Coming from what we can see, right? Remember how I said like, uh, we have to call these datas out? Oh, how you call them is, let me think of a fun letter. Q is our X. Let's do lab a data dot. Okay, angle will be our independent variable, right? And then I'm just gonna add a semicolon because why the hell would I show it? Let's do Q 跟住係 let's do P lab a data 啦 dot 10 跟住我哋做呢個 lower upper U radio，如果睇下先下啲誒，唔使你用，you don't have to care too much about this. But anyway 啊，P 跟住 let's do the radial acceleration as well. 啊，OK，懂啦？Let's do. Okay, let me run this section so that everything is stored in the workspace first, right? Okay, so now we're gonna do the plot log. Okay, just in case you want to read the documentation, plot. Loading so slowly 啊。嗱，plot 咧，basic bitch version is like plot X, Y 啦。And then you can modify it a bunch. I'm just gonna show it later. So let's do the simple one for plot. Let's see. Q and P. QP. Okay. So if you run this, hello? Is it running? Mhm. Oh, it is running. It's just slow as fuck. Hold on. Why are you so slow? Why are you so slow? Okay, there you go. And here's your, ooh, my big hat is covering it. Oh, let me move this way. Let me go smaller. Okay, here. Okay, yeah, so this is your first graph, right? You know what? Just for the sake of, uh, I feel like this is taking up a bunch of space. I don't think it is. Taking up a bunch of memory. La 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 la. La 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 la. Taking up. all the fucking memory. Oh, wait, 再溫個正嘅字啦，會唔會快啲啊？可能會快少少啦。嗯，咦，我個 plot 咧，咦，冇咗嘅。哎呀，that's my bad. Oops。好啦，你再溫個應該會快啲，should be faster。係咯，faster a lot 啦。Yeah。好啦，so here's what you're gonna do with the labels, right? The title should be title, and then open quote, and then what is it? It is angle. I think it's Y versus X. No, I still don't know this. Okay. I forgot it's like X versus Y, Y versus X. I think like it's Y versus angle, right? So that will be your title, and then your X label that would be like angle. Can you imagine if I spelled wrong? Label would be like, okay. Hold on. If you run this section again, what the fuck? Yes, I did. God, what the heck did I write? Oh yeah, I spelled it wrong. Oops, I spelled it wrong. English is my second language, okay, whatever. La. Yeah, and that is how you do then that's how you plot your first graph, right? So what if you want to plot a second line on this? Don't worry about it. Hold on. Hold on is the thing you need to type. And then let's plot it again, right? So plot 跟着就係 Q and then I wrote it's R Q R because for radial acceleration. And then yeah, I think it doesn't matter. Actually add this little and yeah, and we run that shit. Yay! Yay! Right? Now you have two lines. So to stop uh plotting stuff on the same graph, you just need to do hold now. We're gonna do the fun part, right? Now you might be thinking, first of all, the lines are too fucking skinny. Oh, what the hell do you do, right? I think it's line with how do you spell it? Okay, line. Is it line with? And then you do that one. Let's see if I remember it correctly. Yeah, it is thicker now. Let's do like something exaggerate, like four, right? Yay! You can like mess around with the line width, right? And also you can mess around with the color. Let's say I want the color for this to be, okay, I remember it's American English, so let's do let's do red. Okay, let's do red. Okay. Darn, okay, I made it outside. Why would I do that? I will never do anything at 8 ever again. Okay, let's try it again. See if it turns red. Yay, it did turn red, right? Okay, for the next one, I don't like the color. Let's do it. Color. Let's do blue. Let's do blue. And also, by the way, I wrote it in my PowerPoint. You can add like different markers on it, right? So let's say I want the cross marker, oh, X. Don't worry, I had it all in the PowerPoint. So if you run this shit, error, the frack. Wait, what the frack? Hold on. Oops, I forgot to add something. My bad. I was supposed to write marker here first. Crap. Well, okay, should be okay now. I can't see shit. Oh my God, wait. Maybe this would be better. Hold on. Yeah! And also, you can like write the legend. Oh, okay. So how are you gonna do it, right? You're gonna be like, here, display, I believe a display name. Display name. And then you're gonna go. It is, what is it? Tangential. And also, whenever you write text, right? Did I spell it wrong? Oh, I didn't. Okay. And then here it is law. It is the God. I sneezed on my book, lol. Don't worry, it's not like a library book, it's my copy. Hello. And then you're just gonna do legend. And I think it is, I forgot what it was. Okay, excusez-moi for my ball tripping. So I want to talk about the legend real fast because I was just like, I freaking forgot. I'm so sorry. But anyways, so here's how I do it. Right. Notice I wrote the display name and I wrote whatever the fuck that name is. And I wrote it as H1 and then H2. I just labeled it as such. And I go to legend and I write it as an array. And yeah, it should automatically pop up here if I write it as an array, right? And then for location, I just decided it's what I usually do. I just do best location so that I don't have to fucking bother law, right? So like apparently according to my book, you're supposed to do it like this, right? Apparently people don't do it like that, lol. Excusez-moi. Okay. So but like I don't see the point of doing it like the book. I'll be very honest with you. Uh, Tangential acceleration. They're like on them. Da should produce the same result. I'm like, hey, hello. Da. Should be exactly the same. Yes, exactly the same, but I prefer to do it my way just because, right? The order in which the legend is shown is based on this, right? So if you write the so like what I'm gonna what I mean. I just think it's unreliable and sorry the words are a little lost on me because English is my second language, not my first fucking language. Yeah, right. So it's based on the order of in which you plot the damn line, right? But that's not fucking reliable, well, okay, in my opinion. So I just like doing the H1, H2 thing. So it's up to your preference, right? Okay. Then I want to talk about interpolation. So I'm just gonna give you guys a little bit of motivation about this. Hold on. Put the frac on, right? Where the frack is that file I have? Where the frack are you? Ah, so annoying. Oh, there. Okay, hi. So have any of you taken thermodynamics? I hope you have like or you've dealt with like something where you have to look at a table, right? And then you're like, oh shit. Hey, this is just like stress concentration for my design of machine components class. So This is the diameter ratio 啦。哎呀，you know how to read English 噶啦？Okay. My God, you can tell I'm gonna be a great like mentor one day. I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, you know how to read English, got you. Uh, okay. So let's say I want like number four here, right? How the frack do I find the corresponding A and the corresponding B? This the motivation for this is extremely useful. I fucking promise you, okay? Uh, okay, hold on. Da 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 da. Here's what you're gonna do, right? Let me switch back to the MATLAB. Okay, hold up. And then I'm just going to do this. So first of all, you're gonna import the data. 咁咧, I did this for a homework, so I already Excel the data myself. So it's fucking fine. La 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 la. I think it's this one. Okay. Okay, again, hello, hurry. My God, so annoying. Annoying. Okay, I'm like waiting for the import tool to load, but like it's same shit, okay? I already taught you how to do that. I'm just gonna real quickly. Okay, it is here lah. How am I close? Okay, it is here now. It is present with us. So what do we do? 咁咧, there's this function called interpolate. It's precisely for this, right? Oh, sorry. Haha. Inter one. There's like interp two and interp three, all that means, but it doesn't matter lah. 咁好咯喎. Remember what we're gonna do, right? You know what? I can reuse that long. X. Let's say X is which is the independent variable lah, which is K. Now remember lah, this is how you call the function lah. Underscore D. 跟住咧 Y, let's call it Y1. So KT equals to A, something like that. Y2 equals to KT dot D, right? So this is how you call your function. We did this for like the third time. You should know. So let's say I want to find the target A at D1 equals to at DD equals to 4, right? That's what I said just now. But here's what you're gonna do. So I'm just gonna call it AI and then enter 1. And then here you gotta write down your independent variable. And then your dependent variable, we're finding A, so like Y1. And then our target range is not target range, our target number last data. Okay, D4, not DD. And then we're gonna do linear interpolation. Okay. Let me do a quick aside about this. So, okay. So that when you have a graph, right? Okay, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The point is, I want to find the y value in between these points, right? If you zoom in enough, it's just going to be a little straight line, right? That's like the whole point of calculus, dude. If you zoom in enough, it's just going to be a little straight line. Okay, that's what linear interpolation is. So if I do these 2 points, if you zoom in enough, it's going to be a straight line. Same deal goes for here. So this is valid mathematically is what I'm trying to tell you. So that's linear interpolation. So going back to our main formula, so you go linear. And then here it's like this is something I learned. So this is linear interpolation and you're going to do extrapolation as well. So extrapolation means that you can get a number outside this range. So Okay, darn. Again, doesn't matter. Okay, so let's say I want to find the number in here. So if you extrapolate, right? Let's say you extrapolate from this point, that means it's like, wee, like this low. That's what extrapolate means. It's just like a good practice to write that, like just in case your function, your code returns an invalid. I want to say invalid though, but I feel like that means something else, even though it's like the same word. No, it's like from the Bible. Okay. Okay. Hola. So let's run this bad boy and see what happens, right? Ah! Okay, let's run this bad boy. And now you get the AI number. Now you can verify it by hand. I'm not gonna do it, you do it, right? Same things goes for like the B value too, right? So interp one la x y two and then dd 跟住咧 linear linear 跟住 again it is extract shit extract okay 跟住咧 you run it again it's the same shit. Yay! And that's how you do interpolation. You're welcome, future you. You're fucking welcome, okay? Yeah. All right. Good evening, Starshine. So I came back from work and I've decided to finish this whole shebang within, I don't know, within a couple of days. And I feel better, I promise, because I just took a fat nap. Before that, I do want to talk about a few important notes that kind of left out. But if you haven't noticed, previously I filmed all of the video parts right before going to work. So you're gonna see me be even more laid back, right? So just in case you're wondering, hello, all of the functions I talked about prior would be like here. And then all the fancy X's and like O's you can put on your curve when you plot a function can be found here too. Yay! And then finally, we're gonna talk about conditionals and then loops and then how to make a function. Yay. So in general, you got two conditionals. You got the if block and the switch case. I thought about what what the difference is at work while I was doing my little hostess gig. Honestly, there isn't much of a difference in my opinion, but let's go through them together. I think the switch case is less well known, but I've used both. So let me demo that. So remember how when I was like saying that you should know English, that you need to know logical operators and comparison operators, that's where you start encountering them, right? So let us fucking begin, okay? I think this PowerPoint will be very useful to future you, but not you right now. Okay, this is what I wanted to demo with the switch case, right? So here I wrote an if function. I just said if W bigger than 5. Oh, the DSIP is display. And then you do open quote the phrase and then close quote. So if you just run that, right? So the diff between else if and else is that for your else if line, you can write another condition. It could be like W is doesn't matter, right? Oops. First, nuance you should notice. Apparently, the equal sign in MATLAB means just like assignment. So like X is assigned to these column vectors. But if you write two equal signs, it means equal. I wrote it down in the logical operator. slide of the PowerPoint. So you should see that. But any case, go like lành tím, lành shit lành. Okay, gonna run her. The fuck? That is irrelevant. Yeah, yeah, that's irrelevant. But yeah, that works, right? Yeah, that works. 跟住好啦. That's basically it. It's not very hard. It's a simple statement block to take for granted. So yeah. So now we're gonna go to the switch function. So this is what I wrote for my homework. So basically, it's like way past my homework well actually. Hold on. I'll explain why I have these parentheses too, even though they're unnecessary. Hold on. Okay. So hi, I'm back. Hold on. So yeah. So I made this thing. Because I was bored. Now it's like part of my homework, but I was low key kind of bored during the holiday and I was dissatisfied with how I turned in my homework. So I remade it and I made it better. So the one this is like an app, right? That you can input a bunch of shit inside and it'll spit out an estimated diameter for your fucking shaft, right? So for reliability, the reason why I did the quotation in parentheses thing is because apparently the MATLAB read these numbers as characters instead of numerical values. That's just like kind of a quirk of using the drop down, apparently. So I just used the switch case, so because I feel like it's more convenient, right? So let's go back to here. So how this works is that you wrote out your freaking switch case.懂吗? Okay, it's that. Okay, you go. Is how you call a function, reliability. Let's say the percentage I want is 50%. And by the way, this KE factor is the reliability factor of like the shaft, so it means like how reliable it is. So like you should give out the answer. And that's how you write the switch case, right? So you just basically go switch case 1, 2, 3, 4. You can read Gala. It's super easy, but then again, like please don't take this structure for granted. Yay! I'll be honest, I don't know how hard or easy I should explain it more because I don't think it's that hard. Um, okay, there is a tidbit I need to talk about. Is that when you write your switch case, similar to your if function, right? They have an else and it's like something. They have a equivalent which is called otherwise. So I have all of the function structure in the PowerPoint, but just note that the equivalent of else in the switch function would be otherwise. But yeah, I actually don't think there's that much of a difference between them, if I were to be honest. I would say for if, it's just that like maybe it's good to use for numbers. I don't know. I play around with both of them, right? Okay, excusez-moi, I need to type this shit out first before I can talk about it. And here's my weakest understanding of shit, okay? Yes, I know I am not a god. I know. Isn't that like a terrible discovery? Anyway, so for loop and while loop lab. So while loop is basically the function you'd use to suss out a number that you want, okay? And for loop is just like it's for you to loop out all of the possible numbers within an expression. Okay, let's talk about the while loop first. For while loop, so I copied my book and I found a standard example of what is it? It like calculates the number of years it takes for a $1,000 principal to turn into 10,000 bucks. Oh yeah. So I wrote P equals 1,000. That is the initial value, right? And years is 0. That's the initial value. Or like in computer terms, e I guess start speaking more in Chinglish. It's called like initializing your environmental type shit. Okay, so it goes while, and then you write down your condition. So while uh, your principal equals to less than 10,000, then don't let your years add up. Okay, just like the standard equation to calculate your um a compound interest type shit. And also it's at 6% compound interest. So if you type years here, you get the answer. It's 40. It takes 40 years to make 10,000 bucks. What a fucking scam. Yeah, that's it. You can tell I take the while loop for granted because it's still like the finer nuances of it still kind of baffles me a little bit. I'll be honest. I won't lie. I should use more of it. I will in design. I always say I will. But I swear to God, I will, because I get to work less now because of skill, which I'm so glad, because I'm fucking tired. Okay, for the for loop, so you get to loop like these ranges of number into this expression now. So remember your colon, right? So this one will be 0 to 10, and then let's say it is, remember, right? You can decide to step in the middle. So I'll just say 0.5. It's gonna be 0 to 10. Okay, go on. Let's run this bitch. What the fuck? Must be positive integers. Fine. Ooh. Okay. Okay. So when you call out y, it's gonna be like a bunch of shit like this, right? And you kind of don't want that. Well, 1 through 13, that doesn't even look very right. You know what? Did I type something wrong? Maybe. Hold on. I think I'm right, but I just don't like how it looks. So let me just do it. I'm like, why? No, no, I am right. Whatever. But this is like your whole answer, right? So as you can tell, your answer will be in what we call a vectorized form. Let's say you want a specific answer of, let's call the y function in like 5. That's it. I know it looks simple, easy, but just don't take it for granted like I have. But yeah, while loop and for loop, very important. Very important. Remember, if and then switch is for conditionals, and while is for sussing out number. For loop is to loop every number within an expression. So, yeah. Was it hard? It was kind of easy, right? I hope it is. Hi. Finally there, we're just reaching the amazing of this MATLAB adventure, which is how to write a function. Come, okay, you know what? Let's just copy a formula from my book, right? Mm, hold on. Well, this is like from my Shakely. So Shakely is this textbook for mechanical engineering design. Pretty sure all of you are gonna own this eventually. I have the hard copy. I got it for my birthday, right? So let's find like a good formula to fucking copy. What? Hello? Fine. Let's do the the temperature factor. Let's do the KD one. Okay. This is hard. So how do you write a function? You start by writing the function. And then you gotta write the output, right? The output here is KD, hold. And then the input here would be, okay, first of all, your function name has to match the name of the file. For the sake of simplicity, I'm just gonna write down hold. And then what is your input? Your input would be temperature. Yeah. Alright. And let's begin this tedious task. Okay, KD equals to 0.9加0.43二等於 I feel like the reason why I use brackets is just because I got traumatized from my old ass ancient time calculator. 好啦，T再加0.115 負5 Okay, thing T. Okay, I already made a rookie mistake here. If you spot it, leave it in the comments. Subscribe to my channel. Oh, man, another rookie mistake. Oh no. Oh no, I keep making rookie mistakes. You should spot them. 好啦，T 負3。Okay, 正，我好眼瞓啊。正負正，跟住再減0.595乘，okay, 10^-12，跟住咧再乘 T 4. Okay, did you see the rookie mistake? I forgot the multiplication sign. Oh no, it's gonna run into an error if that's like incorrect. So you did all of that lah. Oh, I didn't do it here too. Oops. Oh, hold on. You did all of that. And then remember, you gotta write and, okay? Now what you wanna do is that you're gonna go and, where's my editor? Uh, Save your function and run it. Infinite. Ooh, it is infinite. I need to stop using that word, even though it's so funny. Okay. Well, you can see me. Not enough input argument. What do you mean, bro? There's no input period. Okay. Wala, ayun, yung ko. Okay. Error. Okay. T namin. Okay, I see, I see. What the heck? Demo. What about? Okay, it works, so okay. Fuck the fucking comment, it fucking works. But yeah. By the way, that's how you call a function. You just like write your function handle name and then you just let's do 70 degrees. And I know it's right out because I have calculated this by hand before, so I know the number exactly. So let's change you want to change this to like, and if you run it, they're gonna be like, oh, shut up. Error in line 2. You can't ignore that. And they're like line function name demo2 is known by MATLAB by its name as demo, and then you have to change it. Oh, hello. What is that? Not enough info. Shut up. Okay. I think it's because I ran it off. But yeah, whatever. That's how you do it. Yay. And I feel like I should talk about anonymous function for a little bit, but I don't think that's very useful. You know what? I lied. I think that's useful. Hold on. Okay, hi. Took a minute because I don't really use anonymous function. I had to look up a few things. Cause turns out my book is a little like outdated on something. Doesn't matter. So as far as I know, right, anonymous functions are good when you have like an unknown that you need to solve and you know what this is, right? So I just wrote out. You just need to write at and then it's just like write all of that. It's just like. Do that. Okay, you run the damn program, and then your results should return. There's like not much to it, but it's like something good to know. In general, just use it to find the answer for this law, but that's it. There's more nuance to it, but finally, what do I have to say? Oh yeah, for your normal function, which I actually do use, remember you can only do make a function file in your scripts, right? You cannot do a function file on your live script. Well, that's it. And also whatever additional notes I can think of will be in a PowerPoint. Don't worry about it too much. Yay, you're done with MATLAB. You should know something by now. Yay! Alright, tomorrow star shines. It's like the next day. Low-key, I forgot to upload like a clip where I made some corrections. So I figured might as well just do something fun with what you've learned, right? Let's make a function. Um, yeah, I always feel like it's important to always do something to cap off what you learned. Because, just because, right? Mm, what? Well, let's do, um, let's do a new script. Hello, computer so fucking slow. Well, the function, don't let go output. Let's say it's like X, Y, I. Down here, let's put in Interpolation. What will the input be, right? It will be the, what's it called? Uh, X then your Y then your target number, right? Alright, go for a wall. Now I want you to take a few minutes and ignore your fucking AI and try to DIY the function yourself. Because I feel like this will be useful for you guys anyways. So, yeah. Go on. Y, so equal to, what is it? Interp one. Yeah, one stands for like one dimensional, by the way. X, Y, target. 跟住咧就係 linear 啦。And I remember what I said about best practice 啦，extract and then oh yeah, by the way, the blue thing is just like a syntax, not even syntax error, syntax suggestion. Go and then if you save that, mm, that means that you made your first function. Yeah. Voila. I'll save it on my desktop, right? Yeah. Okay. So how do you go about calling this, right? Well, let's use my lab 8 data for this. Now that we save it and we ran it, well, let's go to demo. What? Oh yeah, because there's no input. Um, right. Well, let's do X down lab data 8. Yeah, I just memorized it at this point. 跟住 y 等於好啊，Now you want to find, let's say, I don't know, the degree at, let's see, what is our x here? The input. Let me open my data real quick. Yeah. Me and my lab mate had fun messing around with the data. Oh, go on. Let's do, haha, 69. Haha. Yeah, me and my lab mate are kind of similar in that respect. We like having fun in class. Anyway, go target by, let's say, I don't know, let's say 70 degrees, right? And let's do xi 等于 Interpolation. Here's a height x, y, target. Alright. And then remember DSP means display I'm just gonna do results. Yeah, I still couldn't figure out F-print. I'm gonna maybe put up the snippet of it on the Google Drive and you can read it. I'll put all the reference material there, so you guys should be fine. Title and DSP. And like somehow you can make a table here too, but I wouldn't bother personally because like but we got Excel. I thought we'll do that. Okay. That's oh no. Unable to resolve the name angle. What's the difference? Right. Did I do something funny? I'm like, maybe I misspelled something. Oops. Okay, it's way too early for this. Don't pull the wall. I said 70 degrees. Let's cross check it a little bit. Let's eyeball check it. 3点. What was the target? Target is 70, and I'm doing tangential acceleration. Yay! So it's right. Yay. So now you made your first function. Congratulations. You don't suck. Okay, that is actually all. Bye bye.